Okay. All right. So welcome. We are going to discover Givens Estates, and I'm going to let Elijah introduce himself as well as Ashley, and then I'll introduce myself.
Sure. So like Leslie said, thank you all for joining us. Very happy everyone can make it. So my name is Elijah. I am the sales and marketing coordinator here at Givens Estates. A little bit of what I do is the social media work and a lot of the paperwork that would probably put y'all to sleep. But that's okay. Someone's got to do it, so I'm happy to do it. And yeah, just happy to be here. So thank you all again for joining us.
And Ashley.
Yeah, like Elijah and Leslie said, we're glad that you could join us today. If you don't have any snow, you can at least enjoy it through the window on this February day. I am the sales and marketing move-in coordinator. What that means is that we work together to prepare your home for your move-in. Some homes need a little more work than others. And we just kind of go through that process, pick different things out. I work with our team that does the renovations. We just kind of touch base through that process. We work on helping, any assistance you need with organizing movers, getting you moved in. That's my main focus. I also can assist, Leslie and Elijah with paperwork or tours or things like that. But my main focus is getting your home ready for you.
Thank you very much. And I'm Leslie Lang. I'm the sales manager. I focus primarily on independent living, people moving into the campus. I get to give presentations such as this. We do them in person as well. You'll hear more about that. And we definitely do tours of our campus, tours of residences, things on and off campus. I get to develop relationships with people who might want to move here. So I've been here about 15 years. I love my job. It is an amazing place to live and even better to work. So I get to work the wait list and the ready list, and we will talk about that as well as we go further along. But this is us. This is our team. All of us are here to assist you with this really big decision of your life. So we want to be of assistance to you. So let's start with a really quick poll question. Elijah, if you don't mind popping that up real quick. The question is basically, have you been to Givens Estates? Have you been on this campus? So you may have been on the campus to visit a friend. You may have been here for a marketing event, or no, you've never been here at all. Or yeah, I've been there, but it's been a while. Or maybe, you were here yesterday or earlier this morning. So it's always fun to watch these poll questions come up and the answer. So a majority of you have not been here. So this will be a great starting point for you. Almost everybody has participated. It's okay if you don't want to. That's all right. A couple more seconds. So let's see. 26 of you have not, 9 of you have, and 8 have been here, but just not here in a while. Okay, so let's move on. Question. Okay, so what is Givens Estates? What is this place? Well, Givens Estates is a CCRC. What that stands for is Continuing Care Retirement Community, meaning that all levels of care are offered on one campus. So here at Givens Estates, we have independent living, assisted living, long-term skilled nursing, short-term rehab, and we're really super proud of our home care services that we offer in our residences here on campus. And that is through a company of ours called Givens Home First. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But we have found that once people have already moved once, they really do not want to move again. They don't want to be separated from a spouse. They've already made the move. They want to kind of be settled. And with these services, we have found that now less than 10% of our residents are moving to the higher levels of care. And if they do, it's usually for a much more abbreviated amount of time because we have been able to enhance their independence in their independent living residence. So continuing care retirement community. Many people move here long before they're ever needing anything at all, but they have the assurance of those services here should they ever need them down the road. So we've got everything here, but there's still room for more. And we are going to be building a new assisted living. We've got an assisted living here on our campus now, but we're going to build a new and improved, more modern, up-to-date, boutique style assisted living that's going to resemble more of a residential style living versus a lot of assisted living communities now. It's more like a room. So we're going to be improving that. So that's coming. And we're also going to have a dedicated memory care facility here on our campus. So those are coming soon. Stay tuned about that. So CCRC is what Givens Estates is. Now, you may have heard CCRC, but maybe you have or have not heard the term life plan community. Life plan community is the newer term for this industry. So as you are starting your research, if you have heard CCRC and you have heard life plan communities or not, just know they are the same thing. It's important to kind of not get confused off of that. So Givens Estates is a CCRC, also known as a life plan community. So if you're not familiar with our location and where we are, we're in the very popular area of Asheville, and we're in the even more popular area of South Asheville. So South Asheville is definitely known for its location and conveniences. So it's very convenient to all of your shopping, whether it be the mall, the outlets, the grocery stores, the banks, the post offices, all the doctor's offices, and the hospitals are very close by as well. You've got Mission, you've got Pardee, you've got, Novant Health coming in. You've got a lot of growth going on with your hospitals and care. So where we're located in South Asheville, we kind of sit in between both Interstate 26 and 40. So no matter where you're going, everything is conveniently close by, even the airport for all of us that still love to travel. And if you have never been to the Biltmore Estate, it's definitely worth a trek there. You turn right, go about a couple of miles down, and there it is. The Biltmore Estate is right there. And also, if you turn right out of the community and just keep going straight, you will be in downtown Asheville with a lot of amazing and fun restaurants and activities and fun things to do that we are known for in Asheville. So a little brief history about how we came to be. Where did this even begin? I'm not going to give you the full long story. Feel free to reach out if you want to hear more about it. But the high level abbreviated version of this is Marion Givens is, our hero. She and Dr. Maurice Givens were married. They lived in Florida full time. They had their second home here in the clean air of Western North Carolina mountains, and they built their summer home here. So this is the Givens Manor. It is still here on our campus today. And in fact, this is where our corporate offices are located now. This is Marion Givens. Unfortunately, Dr. Givens passed away prior to her, but the good thing was she was able to do what she wanted to with her home, her then 175 acres and a sizable trust fund that she set up, that she wanted a retirement community to begin no later than 3 years after her passing. So look at where we are now. In this past year, we celebrated 50 years, and we still have the manor home. The property has now grown to 215 acres, and we still operate off of that trust fund today. And how cool would it be to give Mrs. Givens a tour of this place to see what she did? She has definitely changed a lot of lives and more to come. So I find that to be very, very interesting. And then, so 50 years later, where we are rated as the #1 CCRC life plan community in North Carolina. And we are rated #6 in the United States. So pardon me with my bragging rights, but I can't not mention these to you. So a couple of other things to point out is we are a minus Fitch rating. That's like your credit rating, meaning that we have very good financial standing. You will want to make sure you are checking on that with any community that you are looking at. What are their financials looking like? So we have an A minus Fitch rating, meaning that we are very good and stable, and we are the type of rating that investors want to see. So we're also CARF accredited. So there is the state that has the requirements for you to be open for business. And then there is an elective CARF accreditation that less than 10% of these communities do apply for. And we are CARF accredited. So you know that we are of the top 10% with this accreditation. Keeping this short, basically everything in the community is evaluated in order to get this accreditation. So the roads, the maintenance, preventive maintenance, ongoing maintenance, the financials, the wait list, the occupancy, the wound and infection rates, fall rates. I mean, everything. It takes a full year to be evaluated. And then it's about a year that they unveil their findings. And then it's about 6 months piece before it all begins again. So a CARF accreditation is not earned once and then you have it. It is every 3 years having to be renewed. So if you were to scoop the top players of the whole industry, that's going to be your CARF accredited communities. And obviously we are of that accreditation. So you want to check about that as well with any community that you're looking at. And somebody's occupancy is going to tell you how stable that community is too. And do they have a wait list? So you're thinking not only now, but what is the forecast looking like for that community? And we know, we've heard it, the baby boomers are on the rise. The silver tsunami is coming. There is a huge demand for this industry. So that's good for a lot of communities, but you want to look at a community that's very well established in its history and also forthcoming for the future. So when you are looking at a number of places, I suggest that you look at more than one. And if you do, the more you start to look, unless you understand the core basics, it can become overwhelming and a little confusing. So I like to kind of take it to the basics here and describe and define to you the 3 main contract types that you will most likely run into when you are looking at this industry. So a life plan community, CCRC communities, are going to offer you one, if not all 3 of the contract types that are out there. So you're going to see either a type A contract, a type B contract, or a type C contract. The type A contract is also known as life care. Don't confuse that with life plan. A type B contract is also known as a modified fee for service. And then you have your type C fee for service. There's also rental and equity communities out there as well, but we're just going to stick with the A, B, and C for now. So when you're moving into any of these communities, the CCRC life plan communities, you're going to be asked to pay you're going to be asked to pay an entrance fee and a monthly fee. The entrance fee, in a sense, pays for your residence, your apartment, your duplex, your single family home. You have the rights to live in that residence as long as you want it or need it. That entry fee pays for that, and it gives you access to everything that the community has to offer. So whether it's an A, B, or C, you're paying an entry fee and a monthly fee. Let's look at the A. The type A, life care. You're going to pay an entry fee and a monthly fee. But not only is it paying for your residence when you pay that entry fee, you are also prepaying up front for all of your higher levels of care. So to help me remember these things, I think type A, all inclusive, all up front. Now, there's going to be positives, negatives, and risks on all 3 of these. So you'll have to decide what works best for you. But when you're paying all up front and it's all inclusive, the benefit for you is that your monthly fee stays the same, regardless of what level of care you are in. The risk that you hold is that you can be on a wait list and you don't know the future. You don't know what's coming your way. So should you or one of you develop some serious health issues, because you're prepaying up front, they need you to be older and healthier. So if you've got some really high risk health issues going on, come the time for you to move into that community, you may or may not qualify to get approved for that community. So that's, one thing important to look at, which is why a lot of people that are on a wait list for a type A community are also on other wait lists as well, so that they have backup plans as well. So type A, life care. There we go. I'm going to skip the B. I'm going to come back to it. C, fee for service. Again, you're paying the entry fee and the monthly fee. It's paying for your residence. It gives you access to everything that the community has to offer, but you are not prepaying up front for all those higher levels of care, because you will simply pay a fee for the service that you are at that time receiving. So if you never live in a higher level of care, you never pay for it. Some people have long-term care insurance, and if you do have long-term care insurance, on a financial perspective, people tend to choose the type C because you don't want to prepay for the higher levels of care because you've paid for the policy. But that's just, something that people consider. If you do have long-term care insurance and you want to talk to me further about your policy, I can help you with that. So for C, I say control and choices and customization. So you have the ability to have that control over whether or not you want to stay in independent living and receive care, and that customized care is there for you, and you would pay the cost of that care. I just try to find things to help me remember. So C helps me with that. So C, fee for service. Let's go back to the B. B, modified fee for service. So again, entry fee, monthly fee, just like the C, you are not prepaying up front for all your higher levels of care. You are going to pay a fee for that service. But there's some modification that is written in that contract. And every contracting community could be different. But the examples that I see the most of are you'll pay a fee for the service, but in your contract here, it says that you will pay that fee of that service at maybe a 10 or a 15% discount. Or another example that I see is when you move into the community, in your contract, it says that you will earn so many free days every year that you can cash in down the road. So let's say every year you live here, you get 10 free days. So if you live here for 10 years, you have 10 free days. Basically, call them coupons or vouchers that you can cash in down the road if you needed that. So there's different contracts, A, B, and C. Some communities will offer all three. And if they do, this would be your pricing for the A, this would be your pricing for the B, or this would be your pricing for the C. Most communities do not offer all three. So it's very important for you to ask any community that you are inquiring about, which contract type or types do you offer? So Givens, where we are here, we offer the type C fee for service. And if you want to have further discussion personally, recapping these and talking them through for you, I am happy to do that for you. So the type A, B, and C are what's offered in the life plan communities, CCRC industries. But there are also these other two that I want to address for senior housing options. You have rentals that are out there and also equity. A rental community is basically what it says. It's a rental. Most of them are not continuum of care. They're just independent living, and you don't have the larger upfront entry fee, which has its benefits for some people. My mother, when she was on a wait list and she was living in Charlotte, she moved to Asheville, moved into a rental community. And it was great because she was able to go ahead and sell her home, go ahead and move to the Asheville area, get her doctors established, learn the area. And then when her place came available at Gibbons, she was able to move right away. It's month to month with a rental. Rentals typically are much smaller. They don't have as many amenities, and it's because you don't have the investment money to put in with it as well. And she said the only thing she didn't like about it is that she just had a different neighbor every few months because it's a rental. So it's like a revolving door. But boy, it had its great short-term benefits. It helped her transition so much with her move. So that's an option for you out there. And then there's equity communities. So equity communities are the type of community where you buy and you own the residence. And of course, over time, you're hoping that you built equity with it. So that is an option for you as well. The equity communities typically will then on top, after you have paid and you own your residence, you can then layer on either a type A, B, or C contract type, depending on what they offer. So, it's a lot of choices, a lot of things there for you. And I find this right here is the most, overwhelming part of the process when people are starting to look. So reach out to me, let me know. I am here to help you. But just to recap it again, Gibbons Estates offers the type C contract fee for service. And I remember that by C for control, choices, and customization. We can customize the care for you, and you have the control of making those choices. And there comes a certain time in our life where we want to still have as much control as we can, and we want to have a voice and a say-so in our choices and have that customization there for you. So you're not having to prepay any of those fees. And then again, you're paying an entry fee and a monthly fee. We go to this next screen here. So just to clarify, we've talked about contract A's and B's and all that other stuff, but from this point forward in the presentation, I am only talking about Gibbons Estates, and it is only a type C fee for service contract. Okay. All right. So our fees are locked in annually. We have our normal calendar fiscal year and January to December. So what you're seeing on the screen in front of you is just a cropped version of our fee sheet. You're going to get a follow-up email with lots of information today, and it will include our pricing. So you'll get the full picture. But on here, you see 2026 independent living fees. And then you see you will be asked to pay an entry fee and a monthly fee. So our entry fees, again, pays for your residence. You have the rights to live in that residence as long as you want it or need it, and access to everything that the community has to offer. When we price those out for you, we are going to give you 3 pricing options that are based on refunds, meaning when you no longer live here, do you wish to receive 0, 50, or 90% back? That refund is coming back to you personally because you moved out of the campus or you have ended your days. Either way. So let that help you kind of decide which refund option you would want to go with. I would say strongly most people choose the 0. Why is that? Let's look here at this Astor. You've got, I'm rounding for easy numbers. You've got 0% at, call it 200,000, 50% around 350, and then the 90% is close to 600,000. So from the 200 to the 600, that's a difference of $400,000 that you are taking out of your investments and giving it to Gibbons throughout the duration of time that you live in the community. Some interesting statistics for you. Our average move-in age is 74. People are moving in younger and younger. So if people are moving in at an average age of 74, and the average time that people live in our community is 15 years. Do you want to take out 200,000 or 600,000 and give it to Givens for an average of 15 years? So a lot of people always ask me, what do most people do? So I just share that most people do the 0, but some people might want to do the 50 or the 90%. So let's dive into that a little bit further. Starting at the 0%, it does not mean that the day you move in, you automatically get nothing back. Look right here. The 0% has a full 4-year amortization. So while you are living here, that is having a slow decline down to 0%. So if you left Givens for whatever reason, you don't live anywhere here on our campus sooner than 4 years, you or your estate or trust would receive a prorated refund. Okay, so how that is amortized, for those of us that like math, it amortizes at 6% the first month. It will decline 6% the first month. And then it continues to decline an additional 2% every month. So it's going to take a full 4 years for it to get to 0. So again, if you were to leave at any time before it reached 0, that would be the prorated refund. So let's make easier math out of that. Basically, it's going to decline 25% per year. So if you lived here for 2 years, you're roughly getting 50% back. After you've been here for a full 4 years, there is no refund due. It is a very simple, easy way to settle an estate, and you've kept more money in your own investment portfolio, access to more of your own money. Okay, so the 0% declines over a 4-year period of time. The 50% is going to take half of that time to meet its refund. So it's going to take 2 years to decline down to 50%. If you left sooner than 2 years, you'd get more than 50%. But at the end of 2 years, it stays there. And then when you no longer live here, you would get back 50% of the amount you paid coming in. Or the 90%, that only takes 3 months. So 6%, 2%, 2%. At the end of 3 months, it has declined 10%, meaning there's 90% left to come back to you. Okay. Also, you want to note here on the price sheet, and when you have yours and print the full thing, you'll see some of these things that I'm going to point out to you. And there's 2 little dots next to the 90%. So what that means here is that there is a $5,000 premium for every year over 85 years of age. This only applies to the 90% refund. So if you were choosing the 90%, you're moving into the community and you are 88 years of age, $5,000 per year. So 86, 87, 88, $5,000 per year would mean that I would have to add an additional $15,000 premium, but that premium is also 90% refundable. I just don't want to add on figures and all that at the time without you being aware of it. I don't like surprises when it comes to pricing and buying something. So I want to point out the details to you. So look at here, the Aster is $248,400. If there are 2 of you and you were choosing the 0%, you're just going to add a flat $15,000 for that second person. These are not per person. It's this for the residents and then $15,000 for the second person. And then your monthly fee is going to be based on either single or double occupancy. Are there 1 or 2 people living in this residence? Okay, so there's also little stars next to almost all of our floor plans. Not all of them, but most of them. For example, the Aster, let's say I've got 14 Aster apartments and they stack and they're facing in different directions. So this one might be a top floor overlooking the ponds and the mountains and the sunsets, whereas this one might be in not as desirable or not as high of a premium that could be on a residence. There's not a huge variance in the pricing, but I think it's important to know that these are the base prices on the price sheet. So if you know that there's a particular floor plan that you are interested in, we can talk about what that range is. But for apartments, I don't see any premiums over 25,000. So that would be probably a top floor mountain view with sunsets and the pond and the whole thing. So apartments up to about 25,000. Where you will see the bigger range in pricing would be like a cottage home or one of our single family homes that has a full finished walkout basement. So they're going to vary. We've got houses that I would say your base price to the highest would be maybe 150,000 more, or a cottage with a full finished walkout basement could be an additional 250,000 more. So obviously we need to talk about things that you are interested in, but I want to give you the high level because these are things that could be very important to you. So when you're looking at the price sheet and you're looking at the houses on the monthly fee, it'll have a dash on it, meaning that this is the range, the lowest monthly fee, the highest monthly fee. On cottages, there's 2 figures. And the reason for that is the cottages without a basement would be the first figure, and the second figure would be with a basement. Back to the houses, let me point this out. All of our houses are different. There's houses and cottages. They're both single family, but they're 2 different neighborhoods, and none of the houses are the same. Every one of them is a unique, one of a kind situation. And we're going to talk more about floor plans, but while we're on fees, I want to point that out to you. So if there's any questions about that, put that in the Q&A box and we will address it. Let's see, did I get everything? So let's say that 2 of you move in and one of you moves to another level of care. One of you passes away. Obviously, it would drop to single, okay? On your fee sheet, you'll have the pricing for assisted living and skilled nursing. You will also have our home first pricing for our home care pricing. So you'll have that in your follow-up email as well. So what's included in the monthly fee? Regardless of where you live, everybody has the same monthly fee inclusion. So whether you're in the main building or you're in a single family home, everybody has the same thing. So let's start with food. Food is a very important part to people when they're moving into the campus. And it's not just consuming food. It's about options, variety, a sense of arrival. A lot of things go into this. So for our independent living residences, they all have full kitchens. And some people still cook, some people are still traveling and whatnot. So included in your monthly fee is $319 per month per person. Think of this like a gift card. No, it's not going to probably feed you 3 full meals a day every single day. That's what you need in assisted living, but not in independent living. And we want to keep it at a good, safe spot. I can give you $600-700 a month if you want, but since it's included in the monthly fee, I'd have to increase your monthly fee, that's $600-700. So what they want to do is they want to look at every year, what is the average amount that someone spends in our dining venues? We have 3 of them. We'll talk about them. So $319, that's how they come up with that odd figure of $319. So you have that to spend throughout the month. If you get to the end of the month and there is money left over, you do not lose it. You can roll it over. In fact, you can always have a maximum rollover of 2 months worth. So $319 times 2 is $638. So you can always have a balance of $638 rolling over plus your new month. So you've got lots of options here for you to have your dining venues, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. So included also in the monthly fee is weekly housekeeping. When you move in, you will know what day and what time they are coming each week to your home. If you set out clean linens, they will change your bed linens for you. They will vacuum, dust, wipe down the kitchens, the bathrooms. It is a weekly high-level housekeeping service. It is wonderful. You also have all of your utilities included in the monthly fee. We include your landline phone, your internet, your Wi-Fi, your cable TV. All of that is here. We even have resident committees that are helping other people that are not so technically bound than others. So we have lots of things. We also have our own IT department here at Givens Estates. So all of your interior and exterior maintenance is taken care of. There is a time to own a home, and there is a time not to. And a majority of people are ready for that time to not own a home when they are moving here, especially this week. we plowed all their driveways and everything for them. So it's all taken care of for you. All appliances are provided, and we maintain it, we fix it or replace it if it can't be fixed. So all of that is done, all your groundskeeping, pest control, all of that stuff. Now, there's a lot of people here. We've got about 800 residents throughout our community, and about 600 of them are independent living. So it's a lot of activities, programs, classes, things to do. And we're going to dive in that a little bit more here in just a minute. So some things have fees, some things don't, a majority don't, but some things that might have a fee would be like if you're going to take a paint class, you could pay for your supplies, or a book club, you would buy your book. So, but you would know that as you sign up for things. There's cultural and spiritual programs throughout. You're going to see every denomination and none represented in our community. Everybody is welcome here. So you've got scheduled transportation. These are all scheduled at least a month out in advance. These are the days and places of where our buses are going and whether or not there's a fee associated with that. We also have chauffeur services that can be for an additional fee based on the distance for your pricing throughout the community. Many people drive, some people don't want to drive today or not anymore or whatever. So we have you covered. Then you have access to all the common areas, spaces, and amenities. There is campus security here. There is a guardhouse as you come through. That's our welcome center, where every vehicle is accounted for here on our campus. And as we age, feeling safe is extremely important. And then social services. I really like to pause and we really need to understand the benefits of our social services. Everybody can use a social worker. None of us have aged before. We don't know what's coming down the pike. We don't know what we need. We don't even know what all services are out there and available to us until we've needed it. So we have our own social services team. All independent living residents have access to their own social worker to help them navigate through whatever it is that might be coming their way. Maybe they need to have some more home care services, or maybe starting home care. Maybe they need rehab. Maybe it's time to move to another level of care. Maybe your child wants somebody to speak to on behalf. How is mom? How is my aunt, my sister, or whatever? So you have someone that can be a constant communicator for you. So those are the things that are included in the monthly fee. And then a couple of things that are available for an additional fee would be the things that you see listed here. MAHEC is a doctor's office here on our campus. It stands for Mountain Area Health Education Center. So if you are moving from outside the area and coming to Asheville, you are going to be dialing for dollars, finding who is accepting new patients. Well, your home plate can be right here on the campus and have your primary physician right here. MAHEC is a huge physicians network. So all of your specialists, everything is so close by, and then all of your specialists can be there as well. If you live here locally in the area, you're welcome to keep your physicians or move to MAHEC if you would like. It's up to you. And you can move here keeping your own physicians and then later become a part of MAHEC. It's your choice. See? So the salon, you have the ability to have your hair done, your nails done. We can do facials, massages. It's like spa living. Some people say it's like a cruise ship. Tell me it's the Queen Mary. But anyway, you can have all kinds of services available for you here, but those may have an additional fee for you. So let's kind of go through our 3 dining venues. Again, we said it's not just about the food, it's a sense of arrival and having a variety. People do not want to eat the same thing every day. And in fact, in your follow-up email today, you're going to get, or tomorrow, you're going to get all of the menus. It's going to have the prices on there as well. So you can kind of see how your dining dollars would work for you. And remember, you've got the rollovers. Yes, your relatives and friends can use your dining dollars as well. They can also pay if you want them to. You choose. But Social Brew it's a gathering place. It's a social spot, and it's got brewed coffee, brewed beer, all of the above. It's open 7 days a week. It's a flexible space. So you've got all kinds of different things going on there as well. Other than just a dining venue, it becomes an amenity space. You see a lot of activities, things going on out there as well. In the mornings, you'll see all the smoothies and the coffees and the teas, the chais. You'll see the quiches, the sandwiches, the wraps. What is your favorite, Elijah? Is it the chicken Caesar wrap, I think is your favorite?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the chicken Caesar wrap. Croutons, though. I do not like croutons in my wrap.
Well, we always have to watch and see what's Elijah eating today. so, so you have Social Brew, and I think Social Brew is his favorite place of all the 3. And then you also have a tapas menu on the evenings and in the Social Brew, and it is located on the first floor of Oxford Commons. We'll be talking about locations, but Oxford Commons is one of the main buildings, and all 3 dining venues are located in Oxford Commons. So another dining venue is called our Market and Craft, and it's a creative cafe. And you have multiple stations. So one is the grill where they can grill and make to order your burger, your Reuben, your chicken sandwich, however you want. You've got the grill. Then you've also got the chef's creation station where you're going to have the hot, good vegetables and stuff today. Today I had green beans and mashed potatoes. I wanted something warm and wintry, and they were yummy. So I got that. But you also have the wood-fired pizza oven. You have the grab and go. They keep a lot of things there that you can just get some basic groceries. They have a culinary garden here on campus. So you'll see fresh produce that's grown right here organically on our campus by Acacia. You've got the salad bar where, oh my gosh, so many things, fresh color, lots of color. And you can custom make your salad the way you want. They also have menu items that they can make for you with different ideas. The pizzas, the calzones, the breadsticks, lots of things for you. We make everything here in-house. We do not work with companies that are bringing everything in frozen for us. So we are creating our food here. We can do meal delivery, takeout, you can pick it up, all the above. And we have our own culinary chefs that are making all of your fresh breads and your desserts and all the things that we're not supposed to eat, but we do. So,
Leslie, can I say something here as well?
of course.
For Market and Craft. Another thing that's really cool is there's actually 6 unique entrees every single day for Market and Craft. So, and always per mealtime, there's one that's always vegetarian. So there's one vegetarian option every mealtime with 2 other entrees as well. So it's completely separate lunch and dinner, 2 or 3 different things each time. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
pretty cool.
And when you see the menus, you'll see they'll even indicate what's gluten-free, low sodium, all of those things are indicated for you. I mean, can you imagine feeding 800, 600 people a day? Everybody has different venues. Everybody's in different moods for different things every day. So it's very important to have a variety. And so about every 6 weeks, the menus change. And so they're on different 6 weeks. So every couple of weeks, you have a new menu coming out at All Things. All right, so let's see. Terrine. Terrine means from the earth. Terrine is our fully table-weighted, elegant, and intimate restaurant. I do recommend you make reservations. It's not required, but to not have to wait, definitely want to recommend making a reservation. Definitely rivals some of the fine dining restaurants in downtown Asheville, and that's what they designed it for. And it's incredible. So it's also located in Oxford Commons as well. So the Jordan Center is, our exercise area. It's got your aerobic studios, the pool. You've got all the brand new state-of-the-art exercise equipment. You're going to see yoga, Nia, Pilates, Tai Chi, Zumba, Groove, improv, foot fitness. You're going to have pool, water aerobics, lap swimming. So it's a therapy pool. We also have therapy for occupational speech and physical therapy. This was all just newly updated just a couple of years ago. So you're going to get the activity calendar, the exercise calendar, so you can see what is all being offered. And things change. New classes will come on or times will change. But if any change is happening, anything that changes will be in writing at least 30 days in advance. So they're not just going to change things on a whim. So our life enrichment department, I know that's a lot of pictures, but there were so many I wanted to put on here for you. But I will also say that if you go to our website, and if you click on Media Gallery, a lot of the photos that I have used for this presentation are there. So you can expand them and slow down and take a look at all these incredible photos of activities, programs, classes, and things that we have here on campus. But our life enrichment department is fully staffed with people to keep you entertained both on and off campus. So while we are doing this, since the chat box is not working, go ahead and put in the Q&A box, what is something that you are looking for in a community? This is really important for us to ask because we want to make sure that we're staying current and having things to change. But you're going to see here on our campus so many things of social gatherings on campus, off campus, all throughout Asheville, even outside of the area. You have lots of gardening opportunities, many arts, music, sewing, fiber arts. We have 3 art galleries here on the campus. So quarterly, an art gallery will come down and a new one will come up. You have Meet the Artists. You have artists that live here that never did anything until they retired, never knew they even had the talent. And you have people that have been doing it all their life. So you're going to have so many things to work through. You got woodworking, wood carving. If you are a woodworker, we have, from what I understand, state of the art, the best equipment that you can ask for. I've had many people say, well, can I bring my equipment? And yes, if your residence makes sense for that, you can. But after they've seen ours, a lot of times they're using ours. So you have that as well. Our campus is 215 acres. We have over 5 miles of walking and hiking trails that actually connect to hiking trails in our neighboring neighborhood, Park Avenue and Ballantree. And then those will also hook into the Blue Ridge Parkway. So just on our campus alone is just 5 miles of walking and hiking trails, but you have access to so many walking and hiking trails throughout. So if you're an outdoors person, you're going to love this campus. Come, bring your walking shoes. Games, bridge, duplicate, rubber bridge. You're going to have canasta, hand and foot, poker, you name it. We've got it. So what are some things that you are looking for? I'd really be interested in hearing that. So let's see. Painting, you name it. So let's kind of just touch on the living options that we have. We've got over 58 floor plans and more are coming. So I'm going to touch more on that in a moment. But the range of everything that we offer square footage wise as of today is as small as 300 and as large as over 4,000 and a lot in between. So we're going to have something that's going to work for you. We're going to find it. So if you're looking for apartments, we've got apartments located in 4 different neighborhoods, we'll call. So Oxford Commons, Asbury Commons is not pictured. We've got Creekside, we got Friendship Park, and those are your apartments. And then single family are your houses, your cottages, and your duplexes. I didn't want to make the photos too small, so I didn't put them all on here. But that is giving us 7 different neighborhoods. Actually, it's 8 different neighborhoods because we have 2 duplex neighborhoods. So 8 neighborhoods to choose from. So in your follow-up email that you're going to receive is going to have another webinar that's only about floor plans. So I'm going to walk you through each and every neighborhood, tell you the benefits of each one, how many square feet, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, what is the parking. We're going to take a full tour of all the neighborhoods. And then while I'm talking, you're seeing pictures and images of interiors and exteriors of all of these neighborhoods. There's also a drive-through video that we will also be able to share with you. And then also same thing with the amenities that you'll receive as well. I've tried to put in as many pictures, but still the other things that I'm talking about will give you even more. So in this webinar, accompanying that, I have put a table of contents in this webinar. So if you know you're only interested in the cottages or Oxford Commons or whatever, you can see exactly where I begin talking about that neighborhood in that table of contents. So you could pause it, you can replay it, all of that. But here's what I'm really proud to show you. And it's taken me over 7 years to put it together. And that is my floor plan library. I have a full virtual library of every one of our floor plans that are furnished by Residence Furnishings. They've been kind enough over the years to let me come in and get videos of these. So you have a full library to be able to look through all of our floor plans virtually. So that will be coming in your follow-up. Here is our campus map. You will also receive a campus map in your follow-up email. So this one has been cut a little short to fit so you can see it better on the picture, but on your campus map, there will be a compass here so you can see where is north, south, east, and west. And then you see how everything are different colors. There's going to be a little legend map there for you to be able to use. But this is Oxford Commons. This is where Ashley and I are right now. And looking right out that window is where Ashley is. Looking right out there. So Oxford Commons connects to Asbury Commons. So your two main buildings, it feels and looks like one building inside, but you have Oxford Commons and Asbury Commons connected. So you'll have your dining venues, the Performing Arts Center, the Jordan Center with the pool and the exercise equipment, the aerobic studios. Those are located in Oxford. And in Asbury Commons, we have the Mayheck doctor's offices, the library, the pottery, the painting, all the life enrichment offices, the chapel. But everybody has access to all of the amenities, and they are located in the center of the campus in the two main buildings. So then you have other apartments such as Creekside, Friendship Park. So all apartments are in the center. And then single family, you have houses, you have cottages, and you have the smaller duplexes, the larger duplexes. Up here on the hill is where our Givens Estates Health Center is located. That's where you'll see your short-term rehab and ongoing skilled nursing. And in the Asbury Commons building, it's a 7-story building. The 3rd and the 4th floor is where our current assisted living is located. But remember, we are building a new assisted living. So all of that information is coming soon on what all those details will be. But I just wanted to kind of pause and give you a big picture of our campus map. And when you do the floor plan webinar, it's going to be a lot more thorough. So regardless of where you live on the campus, we are going to provide you with free transportation. Hi, can you come pick me up? Take me to dining, take me to the woodworking shop, take me to the health center, take me to the pool, wherever you need to go on campus, 24/7, free of service, available to you, team members, and your guests. That really makes things a lot easier. You don't even have to move your car if you don't want to. A lot of people are interested in pets. Pets are family members. They are residents just like you are. So you can have 2 pets maximum in each household. And the weight limits for apartments are 40 pounds. Now, if you have a pet that's a little bit larger, we can consider it, we can look at it, and so forth. Same thing for your single family options, houses, cottages, and duplexes. The weight limit is up to 70 pounds. But there have been some circumstances with approval. If you had a dog that it's going well and we do an interview and we check it out and we try it, then that can be approved. But these are the guidelines of the weight limits for pets. there's not a fee to have a pet, like a monthly fee or a security deposit or whatever. But if you do have a pet that goes outside to relieve itself, there is a one-time fee with a company that we use called Poo Prints. And basically, if you take your pet outside and you don't pick up the poo, they're going to know whose poo it is because when you pay the $100 fee, you're doing a little saliva test. So they'll be able to tell whose poo it is. So that's the only fee associated with our pets. We want to make sure that we're doing all efforts to keep a community clean, and you do need to be able to take care of your pet. Home care services. My mother used that when she was unable to really walk her dog a lot on cold days. So a lot of things really, really helpful for you. Pets are very, very important to some people. So, all right, let's see. So receiving supportive services in your home here at Givens Estates. This is a huge service that is just really enjoyed throughout. And since 2008, we started it, and we have just seen a complete rise of its services. And this is why we see fewer and fewer transitions to other levels of care. So you can use Givens Home First. We're going to provide you with the pricing, but it starts at $40 per half hour. We handle all the scheduling. Okay, that is a huge part. We also do not charge a trip charge. A lot of home care services will charge you a trip charge and will also not even come to your home without at least a 3 or 4 minimum billable hours. Whereas here for our residents, we can bill it down to the 30-minute increment. So you can see how this really keeps the cost down. It can customize that care for you, and you only pay the cost of that care. If you have long-term care insurance, and if your policy pays for home care, then it's possible that your long-term care policy would be paying for that. And if so, we will submit those claims for you. And that is a huge benefit by being here in the community, because if you're just living out somewhere on your own, somebody's got to handle the scheduling. Somebody's got to handle all the claims and the payments and all that. But if you're living here, takes that off. So we're very, very proud of Givens Home First services here on our campus. But what if you need even more care? What if independent living with home care services isn't quite enough? What if you did need assisted living, or you needed skilled nursing, 24/7 care? We have that here. You'll be seeing the pricing. And if you want to walk through that with me, I'm happy to do that. But high level, let's say that you're living in independent living, you're paying the monthly fee for independent living. Should you move to another level of care, you're not in independent living anymore. So that fee stops because you're paying a fee for the service that you're receiving. So if you are in assisted living, you would then start paying the rate for that care. Again, if you had long-term care insurance, that might apply for you. And I say might because everybody's policy is different. So if it does cover, we will handle all those claims and everything for you as well. We also have short-term rehab in our health center. So if somebody's just needing a little time to get better, to build some strength, to come home, maybe they've had a health event, maybe they had surgery, maybe they just haven't been feeling well and they need to build some strength. We have that. These services most of the time are covered under your Medicare and your supplemental insurance. And again, we would file those claims for you. And don't forget, we've got the new memory care facility coming soon. Oh, I want to go back. I did not. No, never mind. I'm getting off my, is that where I was? Did I skip a slide?
No, you're good.
Nope, I'm good. Okay. All right. So sorry, let's do a poll question real quick. So what is your time frame that you have in mind? Are you looking at just getting information right now? Are you 7+ years of thinking of making a move? Are you between that 3 to 7 time frame? Are you less than 3 years? Or are you wanting to move within the next 12 months? Or you just absolutely have no clue whatsoever of what you want? We can see where these kind of come in. I'm sure you've heard these places have wait lists, and we're going to talk about our wait lists as well. if I'm going to give you any advice today, it's going to be do your research, look at places, and please get on at least one wait list somewhere. Know your contract type so you know how that's working for you. And if you are looking at an A, please also consider getting on a type C fee for service also. All right, so we're looking at a majority of people of less than 3 years. And then you've got about an equal amount of 3 to 7 and the 7 plus. And then you've got about 7% of you don't know at all, and 7% of you are within the next 12 months. So let's talk a little further about that. So the guessing game, Leslie, what is your wait time? At the end of the day, I have to be honest with you. I don't know. I do not know at what rate people are going to move to another level of care or pass away, or there's just a lot of factors. But we have found consistently that the larger the square footage that you are considering, the longer the wait. The smaller the square footage, the shorter the wait. That's kind of how we see the trends going in our community. So let's break it into 3 different categories here for wait times. So throughout my campus, all of my 1-bedroom apartment options that can range anywhere from 550 to square feet to 1,400 square feet, I would say is up to a 5-year time frame. But that's a big range of options on our campus. So I really think that the average of the 1-bedrooms on our campus is averaging about 3 years. But if you're looking for that 1,400 square foot 1-bedroom, you're going to probably be closer to that 5-year mark. 2 bedrooms, I'm going to say between 5 and 7 years. And we offer 2-bedroom options throughout our campus, as small as 700 square feet and as large as 1,378. So some of our 2 bedrooms are, my largest 2-bedroom is smaller than some of my 1-bedrooms. So we have a lot of good floor plan options here on our campus. But where I see the majority of people on the wait list with our larger options, which is why it's the longer wait, would be your 2 bedrooms that have that added den. So a 2-bedroom with den, or a single family residence, or our duplexes. Those are your longest waits, and I would say we're looking at a 7+ year time frame. I will confess to you that I have added buffers to these wait times, and I do run a risk of telling you it's longer than what you want, and you saying, okay, maybe we're not going to consider givens because of the wait times. But I've purposely added the buffer times to those because I would rather have it for you sooner versus saying, oh, sure, I'll have that within a certain amount of time, and then you're still waiting and waiting. Remember, people are moving in younger, people are living longer, and we offer home care services. So people are not necessarily moving to those other levels of care like they used to. They're moving in and staying in the campus an average of 15 years. That has had a domino effect on wait times. And when you are in a community, you will like those benefits. But maybe on the outside, when you're trying to get in, you're like, but I just want to be fair and give you a little bit of an elevated wait time and just make you happy if I had it sooner. Okay. So when you are getting on our wait list, if you do consider that, at the time that you're getting on the wait list, we will ask you to pick up to 4 floor plan preferences. Please know this is not a life commitment. You can change your preferences at any time, and many people do. Many people change their preferences 3, 4, 15 times before they're actually moved in because they become more and more aware of what the community has, or maybe their personal needs have changed over the period of time. So just play along with it and just pick 4 preferences. This allows for you to learn more about what we offer, and you are providing us with great info. What if we're going to build something, which we are? So right here in the green part, it's saying master plan might shorten wait times on the larger floor plans. Stay tuned. mid-February. So the middle of February, we are going to be having our annual update webinar. These are for people that are already on our wait list. So don't worry, it'll be recorded. So if you are interested, you want to hear more, then certainly in the Q&A, since the chat's not working, but in the Q&A, write whether or not, just type in webinar. If you want to receive that recorded webinar, I will follow up with you. It'll be probably closer to the end of February before I get that out to you, but you will get to hear from our executive director, our corporate director of independent living, Josue Molina, and I. We are going to be doing an update and revealing all of the master plan of what we have coming on the pipe. We already know that there is a new assisted living and memory care. And I do know that there is some independent living, but I'm not at liberty to go into that yet. But when you look at our list of what people are wanting, we see a need for larger square footage. So hopefully this is going to lower down the wait timeframes. Whether it's something that you are interested or not, it should relieve the pressure of the wait list. So we're excited. Stay tuned. Okay. So if you are wanting to join our wait list, this is the process and how it works. So a deposit of $2,500 is received, and that is per household, not per person. So a deposit is paid, $2,500. Yes, you can use a credit card. Everybody loves their points. So you can pay with either a check or a credit card, but the payment date, the date that we receive your deposit, is your wait list date. Sometimes people don't have all the documentation immediately, but you do have a 2-week time frame to submit the remaining documents for us to honor the deposit date of your wait list. So we don't give you a number, we give you a wait list date, and everything revolves around that wait list date. So you paid your deposit, you provided your documentation, you have your wait list date. Your full deposit is refundable 100% for 30 days. It will never expire. You will never have to renew it, and you will never, ever lose your wait list date. It's not a strike 3, you start over. You never lose your date. Okay. But should you cancel your wait list deposit, you will receive a refund of $750. When you are moving into the community, the full $2,500 deposit will be applied towards your entry fee. For people that are on our wait list, we immediately welcome you to our campus. We want you to come on campus, walk around, familiarize yourself with it, eat the food, meet people, enjoy all of the dining venues, hike our trails. We used to be able to open the whole campus and say, come and get in the pool and do aerobics and take painting and this and that and the other. But honestly, we have too many people on our wait list now for us to be able to do that. And it's not fair for residents that have paid the entry fee and the monthly fee for the classes to be too full for them. So we have had to pause on that. But every month, Ashley and Elijah and I are looking for ways to get you here on campus, introduce you to things and people, activities, and we're always open to hearing your ideas of fun events to do. Right now, the first quarter of the year, because it's cold, we're doing some internal things. We're doing an art series. So for those who enjoy art, last month, we did an oil pastels landscape painting with one of our resident artists, Amy. And then in February, we're going to do something with pottery. And then we're going to do something for the sewers, quilters, and all that in March. And then in the spring, we're going to get out. We're going to have hikes. We're going to, do all kinds of things. So every month there is something that you can come on campus to participate in and meet people. Also, every other month, we have our tour of homes events. This is by far our most popular event, and these are the events where residents that agree will open their homes and future residents can come on campus and walk through the residences. You start with the videos, but then when you are on our wait list, we can tell our residents that these are vetted individuals that know Givens Estates are interested in us and qualified to be here in our community. So it's a safety measure. And when you have 1,300 people on the wait list, we have to reserve it down to a maximum amount of people. So therefore, it is a registration thing for you to be able to come on campus, and we only open this up to future residents. But you're also going to be receiving our newsletters. Elijah gets those sent out every other Friday. So we welcome your feedback on that as well. But I also like to really pause and say, okay, hear me on this. When you are on our wait list, you also have access to our higher levels of care. That's a big deal. It's not a guarantee, it is access. So if you're living here in the area, if you're in Texas, this isn't going to be a big benefit to you. But if you know you're having a knee surgery or a shoulder replacement, or you've had a health event, as soon as you are headed to the hospital, or you know that you've got that surgery scheduled, reach out to our health center. You might need rehab. You might need it on a planned basis, or maybe that wasn't planned, but as soon as you're admitted, reach out because you might need rehab and we want to be able to help you. Maybe you need a higher level of care of assisted living or skilled nursing. So you have access. If I have one opening and a resident needs it versus a waitlist depositor, the resident is always going to get it first. So just know that you do have that access. I cannot tell you how many times this has been a huge benefit for someone. So be on at least a wait list somewhere and ask that community, do I have access to higher levels of care? Can I come on your campus? Can I become familiar with all of that? So these are really good benefits for you to have. So going into wait list versus the ready list. Whew, so there's a lot of people that are on the list, but not everybody is ready. Okay. So there's about 1,300 on the wait list. And then there's about 200 people on the ready list. Ready list means you are ready to move. You want to be notified and you are in a position to pay the balance of the entry fee in 60 days. And this is not contingent on selling a home. So you are ready mentally, logistically, and financially. So we will talk through that, but most people get an equity line on their home because they don't know when the house is going to sell or close. But I can talk to you more personally about that. But ready means you are ready to go. So when somebody has been on the wait list for a while, let's kind of revert back to those wait times. Let's say you're looking for a 1-bedroom, and I'm saying it's up to a 5-year wait, and you've been on the wait list for 7 years. Well, I'm going to say, I hope you mean it because I'm probably going to be calling you very, very soon. Or if you've been on the wait list for 6 months, and what you're looking for is the larger 1-bedrooms, you might be ready to go, but I might not be calling you immediately. But if I did call you, that means you're ready to go. So anybody that is on the ready list, they are placed on that list in order of their original wait list date. So you don't just get on the ready list because of the average time that it might be. It's just going to kind of tell you about how long you would be waiting. But if you're ready in 60 days, you belong on that list. Okay. All right. So if you live here locally and you live in Buncombe County or Haywood County and you're on our wait list, you have access to the home care services that Givens Home First offers. They have now recently expanded outside of the campus and into the community. I do foresee that growing even bigger, but it's very important to know that you have those services. So it could be for home care, for personal care, your medication support, even some meal preparation, or maybe you need somebody to come and look at your home and help you maybe redesign that bathroom, getting in and out of the shower. You have a tub and you don't need to step over it. They can help you with that. We want to keep you healthy and safe until you can get here. So you have access to that. Okay, one more poll question for you. And are you on a wait list somewhere, whether it's here or anywhere? Are you on one? I love these polls. Okay, so a majority at 52% of you are not, 33 are yes, and then 15% of you are not yet. Okay, all righty. So Thank you for answering that. If you don't follow us on social media, by all means, do that. Some people are not into social media. A lot of people are. A lot of people love our pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. They really like the idea of being able to see images, ongoing live things. Just this past weekend, we were giving live updates on the weather and the things that are going on here. So even if you have a loved one or if you're thinking about living there, how did they handle that? It's all right there. It's a great way for you to get additional information. I'm trying to hurry along because we're running a little long here. So follow-up information. This is the information that you're going to be receiving. It takes a long time for this recording to download and get turned over. So it'll probably be tomorrow when you are receiving the copy and this information, but you'll be receiving our fees for 2026 for home care and all levels. You'll be receiving a digital version of our waitlist application, even if you just want to read it. And if you have questions, you can preview it. You'll see what information we're going to be needing for your application to be complete. You'll get a copy of the current menus and activities, the class schedule, a campus map, tax credit information. So there are tax advantages. So the letter will be dated for 2025 because that's the year of taxes that people are going to be doing. And then also you're going to receive the floor plan webinar, the virtual library that I talked about. And we do what we call a talk and tour. This is an opportunity for you to come on campus and meet some of the residents, have a tour of the amenities. And we do these twice a month. They do fill up. So you definitely want to RSVP. So we will I'll probably include the next 3 months in there. And then if you have dates that you need further than that, you can just reach out to me. All righty. So do we have a bunch of stuff in the Q&A to answer?
Yeah, you ready to get started?
So I'm going to give this till 3:30. So we've got 9 minutes. And then if I haven't gotten to all the questions, I will reach out to you and Elijah will mark them whether or not they have been answered. So we'll know.
Sure.
Okay.
First question. This one's talking about middle income apartments. Would you like to talk about that really quickly?
Okay, so Givens Communities has something for everyone. And there are a few Givens communities that are under the bracket of affordable housing. And affordable housing would not have an entry fee. It would have maybe an admission fee. And then your monthly fee would be based on income. So that's not a CCRC life plan community. That would be senior housing affordable communities. And Givens, Gerber Park, and the Laurels at Junaluska are the two up and running existing communities that Givens has that's under affordable housing. And there are 3 more communities coming. They're just not up and running yet. That is by far the biggest growing area of Givens communities right now because there is such a heavy need and demand.
Okay, next question so this one's talking about the pet policy, which you already covered, but then they ask any type of fencing allowed in yards.
I'm sorry, I was clearing that. Can you say it again?
Sure. This one originally talked about the pet policy, but we answered that. And then the next part of the question is any part of fencing allowed in yards?
So we cannot put up a fence because it's all common areas and we're maintaining the yards and everything. You can do an invisible fence. And I will say, and I want to cautiously say, we can evaluate the residents and we can look at it. And if there is some area where we might be able to put a small bordering area to contain an animal or whatever, then we can evaluate that, but they are few and far in between. So.
Next question. This one's from Ken. Is the 10% entrance fee, the 10% deposit, is that refundable if one is unable to move into Givens?
So if I'm offering you something and you're putting a 10% deposit down, you're closing in 60 days. If something has happened where you are unable to close, and if it falls under a financial or medical, there would be no penalty, and yes, you would get it back.
Okay. And how many refusals of an apartment or residence are allowed?
As many as needed. But I am going to ask you why, which is why when you get on the ready list, we ask for your 4 preferences. And I'm going to say, why are you wanting these 4? Because I might have something else that doesn't exactly match that. But it checks all the boxes for you. But if you know that you're only going to accept something that is yellow or faces west or is only a top floor, that's important for me to know, because I don't need to be offering you things that you're not interested in. I want to hit bullseye and make you excited and less stressed as possible about a move. But yes, you can turn down, you're never, ever, ever going to lose your date.
Okay, what does CARF stand for, and are all Givens properties CARF accredited?
So not all Givens communities are CARF accredited, because the affordable communities don't fall under the CARF accreditation, but our life plan communities, we also have Givens, Highland Farms in Black Mountain. And these two are CARF accredited, and it stands for, and I apologize for not mentioning that, Commission on Accredited Rehabilitation Facilities. I'll say that again, Commission on Accredited Rehabilitation Facilities. Now, Givens, or if you get on our website and you dig a little further, you'll see CARF, but then small letters underneath it, you'll see CCAC, and that stands for Continuing Care Accredited Commission, where we fall in under that.
What facilities are in place for power outages? I see this question being very applicable with the weather and whatnot.
So in the apartment buildings, we do have generators. Single family, we do not have generators. Some residents will opt to bring their own generator. It is theirs. They maintain it. It is up to them. We do have the means to care for everybody on our campus. We might all be camping out together in the event, if we absolutely had to, we could bring everybody into these main buildings. So, the generators in the apartments are primarily there to keep the hallways lit. And there are outlets in the hallways for CPAPs, for oxygen. It is for limited power. It is not for you to have full power throughout everything, but you definitely have access to everything, and for the elevators.
Okay, wonderful. A lot of people are asking about the flooding last year with the hurricane. Do you want to touch on that a little bit too?
Okay, so honestly, I could talk for hours about that. But if there is any one thing in particular you want to know about, and if you're interested and you want to hear the whole thing, you get on our Facebook page and scroll back. You're going to have to go back a long ways, but almost every single day, Kirsten Cohn was giving everybody an update on everything that is going. Yes, we were without power. We had the generators. We were without water, but we are located in the mountains. We have all the streams and the creeks, and we were able to get water out of our creeks. Samaritan's Purse was here within 72 hours, and they had fresh water coming out of the pond. We were able to help people throughout the community with that as well. And let me assure you, none of us missed a meal. We all had meals. We had everything taken care of for us. You will see so many things on our Facebook page to tell you of all the things that we're going. If there's something in particular that I'm not touching on that you want to know about, please reach out to me directly. I'm happy to answer that for you.
Okay, this next question, and this is from Ken, and he's saying, is the 10% entrance fee ready list fee adjustable? So Ken, the 10% deposit actually is not paid until you actually sign a contract on an apartment home. So there's no fee to join the ready list. That's and it is adjustable to the apartment whenever you accept the home or whatnot. So in this next question, can depositors eat meals at Givens, and how do they pay for it if so? I know you touched on if they can, but how do they pay for it?
You're breaking up on me. Say that again.
Okay, I'm sorry. How would you pay for a meal if you ate on campus as a ready lister, a future resident?
Debit card or credit card?
Wonderful. Okay. Are there any music groups for residents to participate in?
Many of them. Yes, absolutely.
All right. And is there a dog park?
Yes, there is a dog park, and there is a new dog park that is about to be opened. We're waiting on the fencing and stuff to be brought in. This spring, it'll become a bigger deal. You can see it, but it hasn't had its grand opening yet.
Do apartments have outdoor space or balconies?
So all the apartments, you've got different buildings. In the floor plan webinar, we'll walk through this with you. The only apartments that do not have a balcony on every single apartment is Asbury Commons. Asbury Commons at the end of every hallway has a balcony. And I'll tell you, that's where you see everybody hanging out, having their wine and rolling rocks. So those are the only areas that don't have them on every single one. Friendship Park has walkout patios, so those may not be a balcony, those would be a patio, and then the higher floors would have a balcony.
Okay, are there garden plots for residents?
Yes, there are a number of garden locations. They are done on a lottery, and anytime that we find that we don't have enough spaces, that's time to find another area for another garden area.
Yeah.
You can also garden in your single family residences as well, but some people have apartments, and then you can do container gardening on your balconies and outdoor areas as well.
Okay, and some people are asking if utilities include electric and water.
Yes, all utilities are included.
Okay, all right. And is there solar power on campus?
There is some solar power. Not everything is not solar, but there is some. And with our new construction, we'll see as to whether or not we're able to utilize more of that. We do have electric car chargers on our campus. We have one that's up and running and two more that are about to get installed, and they are solar powered as well.
Okay. And probably our last question, are you completely non-smoking or do you have smoking areas?
Completely non-smoking. Nobody can smoke on this campus. Nobody can vape on this campus. And even employees will have to leave the campus on breaks if they smoke. Nobody smokes on this campus.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. So this one's asking if we have a kiln for pottery.
Yeah, we do. We have two. 4 wheels, 2 kilns. Our pottery area has grown tremendously. The wood carvers got bumped. They got bumped to a new location because the pottery has grown, and now carving is growing, and we're always needing more and more spaces. We're busy. We're having a good time here.
All right, I got 2 more questions that are great. Is the pool saltwater?
It is bromine.
Okay.
It's a therapy pool. It's warm. Mm-hmm.
How do you track your dining room food balance?
Okay. All right. So you walk up, everybody has these ID badges. Not everybody's not required. Where is my camera? There it is. You're not required to wear your ID badge, but the ID badges have a barcode on the back. They serve as keys. They can get you in and out of the buildings as well. And then when you walk up in the dining, they see your name, they type it in, you get a receipt. So what did that meal cost? How much is left over for the month, and how much is in your maximum rollover? Also, when you live here, there's an app for everything. So we have an app where residents can keep track of what it is that they have in their dining dollars as well.
All right. And then there's a question
about.
Can
I add to that? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You're fine.
If you were to run out of money, let's say that that's the second of the month and you had 14 family members come and they all used your dining dollars and they wiped you out. That does not mean that you have to starve all month. You can keep going, and whatever charges you have, it'll be itemized on your bill and you pay for it later. So
someone actually asked, what if you run out of money, like in general?
Okay. If you run out of funds, we are Medicaid certified. When you are getting on our wait list and you are moving into the community, we're going to want to make sure that what you are paying for your entry fee and all that, your monthly fee of your residence, makes sense for you financially. We will evaluate and analyze all of that. So obviously what you've moved into makes sense, but the rest from that, you can't really control. You don't know what inflation is. You don't know what your healthcare costs are going to be. So we are thankfully strong financially. We have never then for over 50 years had to ask a resident to move out because they've outlived their resources, which is why it's very important. You want to know what the Fitch rating, and if a community is CARF accredited, that we have the ability to turn over your payer source to Medicaid if you are in skilled nursing, which is the most probable area for someone to outrun their funds. If you're in independent living and you're outliving your resources, maybe you've just, lived to 110 years of age and you just don't know. We have our residence assistance funds available. We raise well over $1 million a year for those funds. So being in a community definitely gives you a lot more safety and security, safety wise, and also financial safety to be cared for in a community.
Okay, and then this one asks about our units and if they're ADA accessible.
ADA accessible. So there are a few ADA accessible apartments. Don't assume that everything would be. If that is something that you need, Ashley is here to help you with what it is that you need. She can provide you with a quote of what is needed, and we will provide that service for you so that it is ready for you upon your arrival.
Okay. Does the community have a library?
Yes, sizable library. In fact, we're one of the largest libraries in most of the CCRC area communities in our area. We have audio books, large print books.
And what documentation is required to join the wait list?
Okay, so there is an application fee, your contact information. That's where you're going to also say what your 4 floor plan preferences are. A personal health history form is you filling out personally your health history. I don't need anything from the physician at this time. We will get that when you're moving in. But right now, our question is about getting on the wait list. Then there is a confidential financial form that you will fill out, providing us with your financials at the time that you're filling it out. We know it changes all the time. Your home cost, home values change, your investments change. So at the time you're filling it out, you provide that. Then there's a background check form that you will fill out. We do a background check. You'll provide a form for us to get your future resident ID badge because you have access to the campus. The future ID badge is different than the resident. The future ones won't have the barcode on it. And then there's a financial disclosure statement that you're signing because you're going to get a copy of our financials. It's only fair that we give you ours if we're asking for yours.
Okay. I think that's really all we have time for. We have a few, but they're a little off topic, but
Okay. All right, well, we can look at those and we'll reach out.
Okay, that's what
I
I'm
really hope this has been helpful. It's 3:36. It's an hour and 30 minutes. And for all of you that have stuck with me, thank you for hanging in there. And please put us to work. Let us know how we can assist you. This is a big decision, and we are honored to be a part of your process. So you'll get a follow-up email from us most likely tomorrow. And please let me know if you want to schedule an appointment on the phone, virtually, you want to come to one of our tours, let me know. Let's talk. Have an amazing day. Stay warm.
A lot of people are saying thank you. So
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Elijah, for all of your help. You've been amazing.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody. Spring is coming. Bye.